Hello everyone. This is going to be a 200 Q&A test. Plaintiff attorney is Mr. Crowder, Crowder. Defense attorney is Mr. Mulligan, Mulligan. Again, plaintiff Mr. Crowder, Crowder. Defense is Mr. Mulligan, Mulligan. And defense will be questioning. Ready? Did you ever contact the police or California Highway Patrol to find out what happened to the motorcyclist? No, I never did. Did you ever reach out to... I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, no, that's okay. I cut you off. That's okay. Did you ever reach out to the police or the California Highway Patrol to provide a statement to them as to what you saw in the accident? No, I did not. Okay, and why not? Why didn't you contact them? I kind of thought that they would contact me. Okay, and some time passed, correct? And you still had not been contacted? That is right. And did you ever think that you should make a call to them to find out what had happened? Object to the question. I'll object as it calls for speculation. Well, I'm just trying to see why she didn't. Well, counsel, she did her job, I think, by giving her name and number, and I think it's almost argumentative. Just because she didn't call them doesn't mean that... Let's take a break. I need to check into a matter before we get into this line of questioning. Okay, off the record. Back on the record. Back on the record. Thank you, Mrs. Hamley. We've taken a short break. I don't think I have a lot left, but I have just a few more questions. It shouldn't take too long. Was your interview with Detective Ludwig audio recorded to your knowledge? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, was it video recorded? No, it was done over the phone. Oh, it was over the phone. Okay. As you read the statement today earlier on in your testimony, are there any other changes that you would want to make to the statement? I don't think she made any changes, so when you say other, what are you referring to? I think you added something in handwriting on the second page. Well, I added something here. Yes, I did. It was an addition, not a change, counsel. Can you read that addition? Is that your handwriting on this page here? Yes, it is. Could you read it for me, please? I have terrible handwriting. It says the cyclist did not appear to be severely injured. I didn't see any blood. His limbs looked intact, but he did not move or speak. Okay, is there anything else that you would like to add to that statement? Not just that last statement, but any other part of the statement. No, I don't think. It calls for a yes or no answer, Mrs. Hamley. No. Okay, is there anything that you would want to change to your statement as you sit here today? No, there is nothing. Okay, did you take any photographs at the scene of the accident? No, I did not. Did you ever take any video at the scene of the accident? No, I did not. Okay, did you ever speak to the driver of the van? No, I never spoke to the lady. I'm talking about the one that was involved in the accident. Yes, I know, the lady driving the van. Okay, have you ever given any other written statements to anyone else about this accident at any time? No, I have not. Have you given any recorded or video or audio recorded statements to anyone else about this particular accident that we are here for today? No, I never have. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I have. I just have a couple follow-up questions real quick. It will only take a minute. With regard to the interview that you gave with Ludwig or Detective Ludwig, you mentioned you didn't know who he represented. Correct, I did not. Okay, and if he would have been hired by any of the parties in this case, you would have given the same statement. Is that a fair and accurate assumption? Yes, that is right. In other words, what you did is you just told the truth as far as what you witnessed from the accident. Yes, I just told it the way I remembered it. Okay, now with regard to you gave some testimony, and I think you also mentioned in your statement that what you tried to do is to move your vehicle a little bit to the right to get over, and thinking if these guys wanted to pass, these motorcycles wanted to pass, they can go ahead and pass. You wanted to give them a little bit of room, is that right? That is right, yes. And you're not exactly sure how far to the right you moved your vehicle? No, but you just know that you moved over a little bit to the right? Yes, that is right. I always try to move over when I see a motorcycle coming by me. And it was your impression that the motorcyclist who ultimately came in contact with the van, was it your impression that he was actually in the eastbound lane at some time? Yes, I do remember that he was over just a little bit. Asked and answered, counsel. The motorcyclist that was involved in the accident, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this. He was not the motorcyclist that you saw pass you, is that right? That was a poor question. Vague and ambiguous, counsel. The motorcyclist you had seen when you were farther back on Riverview, further east as you're westbound. Some motorcyclists had already passed you. You mentioned that, is that right? Yes, that is right. You are talking about the 40 to 60? Yes, the 40 to 60 riders, and they had passed you, and at the time that they had passed you, obviously the one who was involved in the accident was still behind you? That is correct. And I just want to make certain that I understand the person who was involved in the accident, he had not passed you. He had not passed you before the accident happened, is that right? You mean and come back? No. I just want to make certain that I understand that the person that was involved in the accident, he was not one of the ones that you saw going 40, one of the 40 or 60 riders that had passed you. No, he was not one of them. He was back in the back behind your car. He was in the back of the pack, yes. He was several car lengths behind you, is that right? Yes, that is right. He was driving safely as you saw before the accident occurred, is that right? Well, he seemed to, yes. He was the one who you mentioned, I think, was approximately 3 or so car lengths behind you. That's correct. And he's the one who was driving that safe distance behind you, not tailgating. Is that correct? That is right. And he had been riding in the middle of the westbound lane. Yes, that's where he was riding. And he was one of the motorcyclists that you saw behind you, unlike the others who had passed you. The one who was involved in this accident was the one of the cyclists that did not appear to be riding recklessly. Is that right, ma'am? Yes, that is right. That's all the questions that I have. Thank you very much. I have a couple follow-up questions from yours. I apologize, counsel. Oh, okay, go ahead. Thank you. So the motorcyclist that was involved in the accident, once he came alongside you and passed the double yellow lines into the eastbound lane, did you consider him to be riding recklessly at that point in time? Object as calling for speculation, assuming she even knows what the motorcyclist was doing. He may have been trying to get out of her way. I don't know. I can't tell you whether he was being reckless or not. Obviously, what he did killed him. So what else can I say? I realize that the other driver didn't use a turn signal, but you can take in all factors, and I'm sorry that he lost his life. So he passed you at a high rate of speed? Yes, he sure did, unfortunately. I think that's all I have. I just have a few more, I'm sorry, pertaining to your questions that you asked, counsel. Now, obviously, if the lady would have signaled and turned and not turned to the left, I guess he wouldn't be dead either, would he? If she would have used her turn signal, then he would have known that she was going to turn. Is that correct? That is correct, yes. It seems as though both were in the wrong, you know. I don't want to bore you with any more. I want to thank you once again. Counsel, you've completed, right? Yes. All right, I want to thank you very much, ma'am, for your time. I want to put on the record that I omitted to bring the witness a check. With counsel's permission, your counsel's permission, I will mail a check. Just to let you know, it's not a payment for your testimony. It's a witness fee that you're certainly entitled to in mileage. I am? Yes, you are. I did not know that. I wasn't aware of that. Could I get your estimated mileage, and you can help me with this? What is the distance to and from your home? You mean from Ventura to your office? From your home to here and again back to your home. I used to travel all the time, so I should be used to this. It was 44 miles. Is that one way? Is that what you mean? Oh, 0.3. I came up with it like that. So it would be a total of 88 miles both ways. Boy, you did that fast. I'm impressed. When you're looking at the screen and asking yourself, am I going to get there on time? Then you can remember what it was. I know exactly how far I drove. Okay, then so what I'm going to do, ma'am, is give you the mileage and your witness fee, and with counsel's permission, mail it directly to your home. Is that okay with you? That's fine with me. Yes, I guess, sure, that's fine. Can I ask you a silly question? Yes, in just 1 second. Let me put a stipulation on the record before we forget. Then we can talk all we want to, and that is this. The parties will stipulate that Ms. Hamby's or Hamley's testimony will be transcribed by our court reporter. She will thereafter be relieved of her custodial obligations under the code, that Ms. Hamley may sign the transcript under penalty of perjury, that the original of the transcript of the deposition be forwarded directly to Ms. Hamley at her address at 5730 Rose Drive, Ventura, California 90885. She will have 30 days to read and review the transcript, and I will request our court reporter to put a self-addressed stamped envelope to my office. I will thereafter keep custody of the original of the transcript. If there are any changes to the transcript, I will notify counsel within 10 days of my receipt of the deposition, and if for any reason, I will also keep custody of the original as well as the exhibits of the deposition. If for any reason the original of the transcript or of the exhibits are either lost, destroyed, or for any other reason unavailable, a certified copy from our court reporter may be used for any purpose during the pendency of the litigation. I also will agree to lodge the original of the transcript and of the exhibits on or before the first day of trial, or as requested, and make it available for reasonable inspection if need be. So stipulated, so stipulated. Okay, we have a word list. We've got Mrs. Hamley. Now, they also refer to her toward the end as Ms. Hamley. So in that case, you just change it to MS period. But in the beginning, they say Mrs. Hamley. So that's MRS period. Hamley, capital HAMLEY. California Highway Patrol, capital CALIFORNIA. Highway, capital HIGHWAY. Patrol, capital PATROL. Detective Ludwig, capital DETECTIVE. Ludwig, capital LUDWICK. Riverview, capital RIVERVIEW. Ventura, capital VENTURA. Rose Drive, capital ROSE. And then Drive, capital DRIVE. And that concludes our 200 Q&A test. Good luck.